Hello, everybody. On tonight's episode of Backseat Quarterbacks, I'm joined by Darren. Greg is using some much-deserved PTO this week. I think he was on last week, and as we know, he's every other week type of guy nowadays. So he has sent his picks in and his best bet, and he'll be back next week, maybe. We'll see. Who knows? Do you think Greg will be back next week, Darren? Or are we just gonna leave it up to chance? Let's leave it up to chance. Italian chance. Anyways, we're into week 15. I actually can't believe it. Season is zooming by. It's December. I can't believe it. Santa Claus is coming to town. Feliz Navidad. O Tannenbaum. We're in the season of giving. And we're doing a giveaway here on Backseat Quarterbacks. In fact, if you like and subscribe every video on the YouTube, one of us is going to give away a new Lamborghini. And I'm not going to tell you who that is that's going to be giving it away, but by the name of that car company, you can make the guess who out of the three of us. So, without further ado, week 15, we have some good football games to talk about. Phillip Rivers is back in the NFL. I did not think I would say that name ever again in my life. And I have said it, and I will say it multiple times in this podcast. So, are you ready to talk Phillip Rivers? Are you ready to talk other 2020 topics? I'm ready to get going. Let's take this podcast back in my day. Here is Darren. How you doing, Darren?
Good. Are we gonna treat this podcast like we're in the year 2020? Are we just gonna?
Do you have your mask? Yeah, 20. It's actually insane that we have Phillip Rivers coming back, who has not. I was trying to make jokes about the last time he started a game, and I was trying to get think about the things that hadn't happened yet in society, or things that had happened but were just like omnipresent in the time. I was like, was that LeBron had won the championship with the Lakers? I was like, was he still on the Cavs at the time? But no, he was on the Lakers. That was, I think that was a Super Bowl where Brady won with the Bucks. Was the last season he played.
Yes.
That feels like forever ago.
That
Feels
when,
like
that's when Kevin
legitimately
King got torched by Scotty Miller right before the half. That basically put the game away.
Were you living in Rochester? Were you living in Rochester, New York then?
Yeah. I remember standing in my apartment with just complete. I thought that was Aaron Rodgers' last game for the Packers. I was disheveled. That was a horrendous year.
You should have seen what I looked like back then. I was with my prior girlfriend. Thought she was the one. Now I'm with who is the one.
Yeah.
Alexa, would you come in here real quick? I got something to ask you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a proposal live on Backseat Quarterbacks. Baby, you know, things aren't always great, but things are always great. I love you very much. How about that? How's that for a speech right there? Boom.
Well spoken.
For those audio only, I just pulled out a massive rock. I'm talking like an 18 karat. This is not a lab diamond. This came straight from Sierra Leone.
That diamond was smuggled across multiple seas, multiple deserts, multiple oceans,
continents. Yeah,
continents. Yes, this, you know, people risk multiple lives are at risk to get this diamond.
Yeah, Khaleesi, my dog, was I think 2 years old at the time when Phillip Rivers last played. I don't think I was vaccinated yet. I don't think I had the devil's blood in me, the microchip. From anything, I wasn't vaccinated from anything. Jeez, it's actually insane that he's actually going to be playing this Sunday, and they're playing in Seattle. I think he's going to be playing. They're going to be playing in Seattle against the Seattle Seahawks defense, which is feeding him to the wolves. The real question is he going to make it through that game if he starts?
He was like the most retired guy like ever. Like he again,
he has grandchildren.
I was gonna say I'm almost certain he has a grandchild. He has like 15 kids.
Yeah, he has a grandchild.
He might have burned through his entire NFL earnings with that many kids supporting that family and that lifestyle. This might be out of necessity, more out of want.
You know, I like that we're starting with this. The funniest thing is Schefter, Rappaport, all these NFL spokesmen for their uh, various networks, whether it be ESPN, the NFL Network, CBS, Fox, all of them. They are clearly just mouthpieces for agents. And
Mhm.
Philip Rivers still has an agent, and he's just given them just information to say, yeah, here's some little information about Philip and what he's been up to. And they're saying, like, well, he is a grandfather now. He knows this offense like the back of his hand. He's played it in his entire career. This is actually what he coaches because he's a high school coach. He coaches this offense. He knows this offense. And they're like, he was playing it with the kids. He knows how to do it. It's like there's a little difference between doing it well in a high school versus being able to do it against NFL caliber. Actually, one of the best defenses in football. We just saw them annihilate Kirk Cousins last week. Kirk Cousins is a very bad quarterback in the modern day NFL. He's a decade younger than Philip Rivers, it feels like. I don't know. I was thinking we were talking about this yesterday. Who could the Colts have reached out to that would have been made more sense? And we were like throwing out names. Andrew Luck is way younger. Just reach out, just put the call in. Andrew Luck, you want to play for the Colts still? Any chance? Any
Yeah.
chance? Big Ben, maybe Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Brett
Uh,
Favre.
Favre. He actually could use the money.
Yeah, he's paying a lot out to his legal team.
Yeah,
Um,
it feels like a lot of these guys, it feels like it's just entertainment purposes. They're trying to have some fun out there. This resets the clock for his Hall of Fame case. I'm going to tell you right now, this eliminates him from consideration to ever make the Hall of Fame. The fact that he's coming back after not playing for 4 years and saying, yeah, I need to suit. I'm going to suit up. The team needs me. They're putting out the beacon for me. Is he supposedly? They're in a playoff hunt, so this is going to be their starting quarterback the rest of the season if he survives.
what if this
This
is
is
the year
insane.
he? What if this is the year he breaks through the seal and just wins a ring?
If I'm gonna announce this on this podcast, if the Colts play the Patriots in the playoffs with Philip Rivers and they beat the Patriots and Drake Maye with Philip Rivers at the helm, the signal caller under center, and they beat New England in the playoffs, it'll be the last time this podcast is ever on. Will be the leading up to episode. You will never hear from me again. That goes for everybody that knows me. It'll be the last time anybody hears from me is that Saturday or Sunday, whatever day that game's played. And all my loved ones, I love you very much. So that's just through the looking glass down the road. If they end up making the playoffs and Philip Rivers beats Drake Maye in a playoff game at age 44, I don't think it's happening. But I'm going to be honest with everybody listening. I've been really dabbling in how irresponsible I want to get on Seahawks minus 13.5 this weekend, because if he actually does start, I don't see a pathway in which the Seahawks do not win this game by 4 touchdowns. I don't think he can. I don't think he can do it. I've been saying the freest bet this season is betting against Shador, just based off of him playing FCS football 2 years ago. This is
Yeah.
a 44-year-old grandpa, an actual grandpa. This must be the first grandpa that's ever played football, and he's yeah, this could be the first game we talk about because we just dove right into it. I'm going Seahawks minus 13.5. This is my best bet of the week. I don't see in which a way that this isn't the best game of the week, but this is the game we have to talk about because it's unreal that I think he is going to be the starter. Even if he's not, if it's Riley Leonard, whatever. It could be whatever number for that too.
Mhm.
Give me Seahawks 13.5. Again, I can't believe this. This is now must-watch TV. And Greg's on Seattle too, so I know you're going to take Seattle. We should bet Colts money line actually at some point.
Yeah, no, I'm in on Seattle here. You think that there has to be a list of people that you can call before you get to 44-year-old Philip Rivers? There has to be. There has to be other teams you can make calls to. Call up the.
Well, there's no
I
trade
actually
deadline.
would call up the Giants and say, hey, can I have Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson? I don't care which one. Just give me one of them.
Trade
I'll give you.
deadline's over. You'd have to release them and then clear
Oh
waivers.
yeah, that's true, huh? But there's still a list of guys like if I
It
went through
makes
like
no sense.
all free agent quarterbacks, I'm sure you could find somebody where it's like, okay, you know what, like that makes sense. Um,
I can't
I
believe it. I actually can't believe it.
I have no idea how they got to him. I'm looking at top free agent quarterbacks.
Yeah, who's out there? I mean, there has to be. Just name any name out there. Is there a single free agent, or is everybody on a team? Is there a soul?
I mean Taylor Heineke.
There we go. The Green Lizard.
I honestly, I think that's like,
How's he not on a team?
yeah,
We got Max Brosmer taking snaps. He should actually be on a team. Is he
yeah.
holding out?
Taylor
What about
Heineke,
this? Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill.
Tim Boyle, Desmond Ritter.
Okay, now we're getting dangerous when you start bringing up Tim Boyle. That's
I had to slip that one in there. Desmond Ritter is like in a serious note. He's a better option, I think, than
yeah. Ritter. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, at least he's played football recently, and it's
Dorian
not just
Thompson-Robinson, DTR.
yeah DTR. I mean, again, these are bad players, but Taylor Heineke would be the guy. I don't know. This is just worrisome.
Colin Kaepernick, Cam Newton.
Big cap in there. I
Yeah,
mean, we're talking about things in 2020. That was a little before, but you know, he's one of the only quarterbacks out there that hasn't played longer than Phillip Rivers.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what?
geez
Fucking bring
Louise.
Kaepernick in. The Seahawks should sign Kaepernick and let him play a few snaps against Rivers.
Yeah,
When they get up like 59-0 or whatever, 56-0, let Kaepernick come in and take some snaps.
the Seahawks should sign Drew Brees and just let kind of people feel nostalgic for a weekend for at least a quarter or a couple drives against each other. Just Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees duking it out back and forth. It's like, whoa, I feel like I'm in my youth again. I feel young.
That was a thing that Shane Gillis, friend of the pod, one of a very, very loyal listener, he said that his friend was super drunk at a bar and watching a game on his phone, and when he went to the bathroom, he changed the game to a YouTube video of the same teams playing from 2011, and it just showed like a cutaway highlight of Tom Brady throwing like a touchdown to Wes Welker, and the guy was like so confused. It was like standard definition, but he was blackout drunk, so he's like, "Whoa!" I was like, "That's actually one of the funniest things ever." That would actually work on me probably if I was shit faced. I
Yeah, that
wouldn't
would
notice
probably
for a
get
while.
me.
Yeah, it's Blaine Gabbert throwing touchdowns for the Jaguars. Well, I'd be confused pretty quickly. I'd be like, Trevor Lawrence cut his hair? But okay, yeah, we're all on Seattle. I actually am perplexed that this happened. I thought I got ball sacked. Like I thought it was a
Right.
fake report, but no, it's real. And he's actually signed, so he's going to restart the clock for his Hall of Fame case. And again, unless he wins this game and wins a few games, and gets to the playoffs and leads this team to Mount Zion, I think that he's out of the Hall of Fame permanently for me. What's notable things that happened the last time Phillip Rivers started a game? This is what I'm looking up on Google right now. Notable things that happened last time Phillip Rivers started a game. You know what? I know you just texted me. I thought of that earlier, and I did not say that. uh, they're not even showing me the things. What was his last game? His last game was
I think it would have actually have happened in 2021
January
in
9th, 2021.
Yeah.
So that was 3 days after January 6th, the actual event of January, the real events. That was during Trump's first term still.
Yeah,
So that was,
we've had an entire presidency happen between
yeah.
between the games played. We had an entire new presidency.
This is not real. Who was the college football champion that year? Like, who was was that Joe Burrow's year where he balled out with LSU?
Bro, yes. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he
Are we
was
sure?
drafted in 2020,
Are we okay.
I
Joe,
think.
okay. 2020 college football year. What's the national championship game? When did that happen? It happened. Oh, yeah. Okay. So 2021 is the year we're looking for. That was Ohio State. The 7-0 Ohio State Buckeyes, because a lot of games were canceled, beat the 12
Yeah.
or lost to the 12-0. Oh, that was Mac Jones's year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, 7-0 Ohio State.
I was still in college.
They missed half their season. Listen to this team. Oh my God, Jamison Williams was on Ohio State. He transferred to Alabama after this, but he was Jamison Williams, Chris Olave.
Yeah.
Phew. They had geez, Garrett Wilson, Justin Fields, Trey Sermon was in their starting offense, and then Alabama's Devontae Smith, Alex Leatherwood as left tackle, Evan Neal as right tackle, both first round picks, I think. John Mechie, who I thought was going to be great, but he had cancer right when he got drafted, and then Mac Jones and Najee Harris. Dude,
Wow.
Will Anderson, Patrick Surtain on defense.
Wow.
Christian Barmore also. That's insane. Okay. Yeah. This is something I'm gonna nerd out on after tonight. The last time Phillip Rivers started a game. I'm gonna have more of these this weekend when we record on Sunday. If he actually ends up playing, there's gonna be a lot of these. I think that's gonna be my goal, to have the funniest things. So okay, let's move on to the real good games, because I do think we have a good slate. As always, I actually, I've advocated throughout on the summaries of these podcasts that Roger Goodell is one of the only executives that I think is underpaid now. I think you see all these things where it's like the CEO of Goldman Sachs makes X amount more than the average worker, and yeah, there's some problems there. But you know who deserves a big raise, and he already makes $100 million a year? His name's Roger Goodell. For the slate that he has delivered us this year, the
Mhm.
matchups, I think we've had some bad primetime games. It's not his fault. We've had good primetime matchups, and that's really
Yeah.
all we need. And I think he delivers again. The Monday night game, you can't really flex that out here. That's I can't give you too much credit, Roger, because this is a bad Monday night game. But the rest of the slate, it's good. We're getting into the swing of the end of the season, and I'm just gonna say we're gonna start with a Thursday night, obviously, and then we're gonna get going into the good games. Thursday night's Atlanta at Tampa, division rivalry. Coming into the season, thought this would probably be for the two teams in the division.
Mhm.
It's not. Tampa is actually struggling to hold on for this division, and I'm starting to think it's actually going to be Carolina's division, but they have to beat Atlanta here. They're 4.5-point favorites. Atlanta looks like a finished team with Kirk there. That game against Seattle was really bad. I'm going to pick Tampa to cover the 4.5. Greg's also on Tampa. I don't like it. They don't look healthy. It's going to obviously be coming out at the end of the season that Baker's getting surgery on his labrum or shoulder, but
Yeah.
they're going to get this one, I think, and I wouldn't be surprised if they win by 10 points. Although I'm not happy with this, and you might be able to pick up a game here.
No, I'm with you guys on this one. I just have not seen anything from Atlanta that makes me think what. I just can't trust them. And I know the Bucks lost to the Saints last week, but I've said this like a million times on the podcast. I love betting a team coming off of a little bit of a disappointing loss. I think that you're going to get a team that's a lot more focused, locked in, and on a short week, I think that's really what you need to get a little bit of edge. And yeah, I think Atlanta's kind of punted on the season. They quit. I don't think they really want to win games. I honestly I hate taking favorites on Thursday night games, but I'm gonna take the favorite here, and I'm gonna join you guys on Tampa Bay. I don't love it, but
Mm-hmm. I'm actually surprised about that. I would say this: there's been talk about what Atlanta's going to do next year, and this is kind of the last time we're going to talk about Atlanta on this podcast this year, probably because they don't have any more primetime games, and they've been very disappointing based
yeah.
off of what we thought coming into this year with Penix and stuff. I heard somebody say they're probably going to look for a new quarterback next year, whether it's through trade, whether it's through free agency, the draft. Um, Penix has had I was gonna I was gonna exaggerate. He's had I think 4 or 5 knee surgeries total,
Yeah.
and at some point the knees are done.
Hmm.
I think his ACLs are they've probably lost the ability to recover normally, and they're gonna probably give him another shot. But at what point is it kind of an unfortunate failure of the body, and you don't really have anything with Kirk Cousins, so are they a Kyler Murray target? Your team in your hometown basically now, or I guess your adopted hometown. You've lived there for a while. Do you where's the Kyler Murray team? Is it Atlanta, or what team do you think it is? We don't
Yeah,
need to
I
have
mean,
that
Atlanta has to.
conversation
Here's the thing: Atlanta doesn't have a first round pick next year.
now. Yeah. Was
They
Kyler worth a first rounder? He should be, right? But he's
well, I'm
not.
saying like they don't have the option to necessarily draft. They don't have their pick to draft. I guess I don't even know if really any of the quarterbacks are worth drafting super high coming out of the draft. So I think that they're going to kind of be pushed into a corner where you're either making phone calls on Kyler or on Tua. Those are probably two of the quarterbacks that are looking to be moved. You're going to take a bad contract. You just got out of one bad contract with Kirk Cousins. What? I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what you do there.
I think Kirk
Michael
Cousins is on the
Penix.
roster next year too, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, Penix has like paper mache ACLs, which is crazy. He's not a running quarterback. He's not, it's not like he's out scrambling, taking big hits. He's just like, has like the most unfortunate luck. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think I would rather have Kyler over Tua.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, Mac Jones is going to get traded for something like actually an asset.
Is he under contract next year?
Yeah, I think they sent him to a 2-year deal. Maybe they don't want to trade him though. Because Brock Purdy's been hurt too. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting year because I think there's like 10 teams that are happy with their quarterbacks.
Justin Fields will be for sale.
Yeah, I think
The Jets signed him for a 2-year, $40 million deal.
yeah, I think nobody's going to be really pouncing on that one. I think people are going to be
Okay,
like, "You know what? They'd have to attach one of those first round picks they got for Sauce Gardner
but
to get off that contract." Um Yeah, okay. We're all on Tampa. That's gonna be an interesting thing for the
yeah.
Falcons because they have the talent on the roster. It's really just they have one of the best pass defenses, and then they have Drake London. Kyle Pitts has been better this year, and then Bijan Robinson is the top. I mean, he doesn't get used like it, but I think in the open field he's a bad Jahmyr Gibbs, which is a great compliment. You don't like nobody's Jahmyr Gibbs, but he's amazing. So, okay, game of the day. I think there's 2 or 3 options here. I'm biased, and you know what? You're biased too for your Packers. So we're gonna go. There's 2. We're gonna do Patriots and Bills, and then
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna go Packers and Broncos. I think those are
I
the 2
love
best
that.
games.
I love
Um,
it.
the Patriots Bills. A lot of people are wondering why this wasn't flexed into Sunday night, including myself, who was actually exploring the option to go to Foxborough this weekend to watch this game on Sunday night. And Darren, before the pod, right before we started recording, was like, I'm not seeing this on Sunday night. And I realized that they flexed the Ravens Patriots game next week. And it would have been really funny had I booked the red eye on Saturday night, Sunday morning, and I get into Boston or Providence, whatever flight, and the game kicked off 30 minutes prior. And yeah, I said if Philip Rivers beats the Patriots in a playoff game, it'd be the last time you hear from me. That'd probably also be the last time you hear from me. So it might be the ghost talking after that one if I flew out there and the game was already going and I messed up with the time. But this is not a Sunday night game; it's a Sunday day game. The most important Patriots game, and geez, I mean, I'd say since the last Brady game, since 2000, since before Philip Rivers played his last snap in 2019, uh, when they played Mike Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans in the wild card round. I think this game means more than that Mac Jones debacle against Buffalo in the playoffs. I know that was a playoff game, but I think everybody kind of knew that that Patriots team did not have the pizzazz to really make a playoff run. This team feels different, and this is for the division. This will knock the Bills off of a 5-year run of winning the division. I mean, it's not win the division for both teams, but this is a game that you circle this if you're the Patriots, especially after winning that one in week 5. And I'm hyped for this one. I wouldn't have actually explored the options of using points to fly out there and stuff if I wasn't. Now it's very preliminary, right? Wasn't actually looking at it, but kind of because I did get that time wrong, so I should have got that down pat first. But anywho, I'm gonna pick the Patriots nervously, but honestly, confidently nervously because I like this Patriots team. Vrabel is undefeated off a bye. Everybody's gonna say that. It's the same stuff with Andy Reid whenever he's off a bye. It's like Andy Reid never lose. Vrabel 6-0 off of the bye, including when he was coaching Tennessee, an absolute throwdown destruction of a what finished up being like I think a 14-3 Buffalo Bills team a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
that was one of their only losses, and Tennessee kicked their ass. I think he's gonna have the guys prepared. They're not favored at home against a team that they beat earlier in the season. This Patriots team's grooving. Drake Maye, I can't say enough about him. I haven't even brought him up yet, and I can't say enough about him. I love the guy. I watch videos. I showed highlights to a guy I played tennis with today. He's like, I haven't watched enough Patriots. I haven't seen enough of them. How are they so good? And I said, buddy, how much time do you have? I said, Garcon. I tugged on the ear a couple times. I did the order of operations. I said, couple more of these. Load me. And and yeah, he was out like I think this is a game where they should win. I'm not confident in the Buffalo defense. Josh Allen turned it on against the Bengals, but I like the Patriots here a lot. And it makes me even happier knowing that Greg is on the Bills.
Really?
Yeah, he's on the Bills.
Greg's low key a Patriots hater with his bets. He is
Well,
he is
yeah.
he is low key a Patriots
Well, one
hater.
of the reasons Greg dodged this podcast because he told me when I told him the Patriots are not favored against Buffalo on Sunday night, he texts in, "Ooh, that's free money on New England." He says that to me, and then he's like, "I'm not really betting the NFL though this season. I'm kind of out of on the NFL. I'm doing college basketball. It's way more consistent." He says it seriously, and I said, "Did you watch the Purdue game where Purdue, number one team in the country, got blown out by Iowa State, who I don't think's ranked?" And he's like, "Nah, I didn't see that one. Didn't catch that one." I was like, "Oh, well, okay." And then he texts me. He proceeds to text me. I'm going to read this verbatim because this is an important text. But the money really isn't in those games for me. It's betting on crap like Fairfield versus Merrimack. The lines are soft in a lot of those spots. Okay, he's got an edge. That's why they call him Bookie Greg. So he's taking Buffalo.
All right. All right. Respect respect Greg.
That's how he's getting somebody a Lamborghini, by the way. That's how he's
Yeah.
doing it.
I'm falling the other way. I am on the Patriots here. What have we seen from the Bills that makes us again think that they're actually a good team this year? They went they won in a shootout against the Bengals, and if we're being completely serious here, they're two lucky tip pass interceptions away from losing that game. The Bengals had control of that game. They a freak play where the guy batted. It was a great play, but it was a freak play. That's not something that happens hardly ever, like at all in the NFL. It was a tip pass. He caught it and ran it back for a touchdown. 2 plays later, the Bengals have the ball back. There's another tip pass interception. That's just like a freak play. It's like, all right, well, whatever. Before the Bengals having the ball there and driving on it, they had full control of that game. It was like, I believe they had a 2-possession lead at some point. So we're 2 freak plays away from the Bengals winning that game outright. So I don't know why we're giving the Bills all this credit. They're not yes, they have their tight end back, but they don't have any good wide receivers. Josh Allen is great. Yes, he's fantastic. He's a big threat running the ball. He's a big threat, throwing the ball. But I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see how the Patriots aren't favored here unless the books are just saying, you know what, these teams are good teams. They're going to split. I guess if that's your analysis, I could kind of follow that. But I'm just going to pick the hotter team with the hotter quarterback. And
He is sexy.
I don't know. Why would what have I seen from the Patriots to make me think otherwise? Now, again, I know, the pushback on the Patriots is, the schedule and whatnot, but the Bills are part of that schedule that they already played. They already beat them,
Bills have the
handily.
same schedule. Besides, they played 2 different teams all season. They're in the same division.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the 2
Yeah.
games they played differently are the Kansas City and I'm trying to think of the other team. It's not like they play a murderer's row of
Yeah.
teams. They're not on a slog.
And the team that you played instead of Kansas City was the Raiders the first week and you lost.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
Yeah.
how was this Bills team any good? It was, I don't know. I don't get it. So I'm on the
Yeah.
Patriots.
I'm not. I don't know. This feels like a fishy line, and I kind of. It's not going to flip. I don't think. To the Patriots being favored, but they probably should be favored. I don't get it either. They're off a bye, and yeah, they're the better team. They're the better
I, I would
quarterback.
give them,
They actually have
I'd
the
give
better
them a flip.
quarterback.
Yeah, I would probably, I think a field goal, feel like a field goal going the Patriots way feels about right. I don't quite see how they have the line set right now, but
Yeah, maybe I don't know. What's the weather report for this? Because it's supposed to be cold, I think. Let's go to the weather. This is also something I should have looked up when I'm looking to maybe fly out there. That would have been a very. So how serious was I? Is the actual question that people that are listening right now should be asking themselves. Is this guy a fraud? It's supposed to be rainy on Sunday. Rainy and snowy, I guess, because realistically it's 31 degrees and at
chilling.
game time, and there's a chance of precipitation. Not much though. Okay. 30 degrees, chilly. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that's really gonna be going one way or the other. Yeah. Interesting. Second game of the day, Packers, Broncos. The Packers, this is also kind of a surprising line as far as I'm concerned. The Packers are 2.5 point favorites in Denver. And just to update everybody, last week the records were 9-5 for your boy, 8-6 for the other two, Darren and Greg, and Greg has a 1 game lead over Darren, who has a 2 game lead over me going into week 15. I just wanted to add that in there. We all won our best bets for the second straight week. That feels good.
Yeah, it does.
That feels good. Hey, let's do that for a third straight week.
Yeah.
Um, in this game, I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of in on the Packers again. I think that they controlled. I said this last week, but and I probably said this on the pod yesterday, uh, or on Sunday. They controlled that game against the Bears. It should have been a double digit win, a 2-score win. And it felt kind of like the officials were really trying to keep the uh the Bears in that game to the point where they actually could have tied that game up and they went for two to win it at the end there. And that's not great. That's kind of how I felt at the end, but um I liked how they played. Jordan Love in December is as good as it gets. I think that you've made that point many a times. He's now third in MVP voting or rankings. He's plus 1,000, 10-1. I would not bet that. I do think it's between Stafford and Maye, but he is solidly the third best quarterback, I think, in the league this year. And there's still a few weeks for him to move up in terms of odds. I don't think he gets into the top two there based off earlier performances, but he's the better quarterback in this game. And Denver has a lot of sluggish performances. I think the under is probably in play here just based off of how these teams have performed throughout the season. You don't know if you're getting great Green Bay offense, and sometimes they come up short in the red zone, even though they're a good zone offense. If you're following what I'm saying here, they might not get a fourth down at some point, or the kicker can fucking hit one off the post. Things like that happen in these games. But this is in Denver, high altitude. Broncos play good at home, but I'm going to take the Packers to win. I think they can win by a field goal. I think they can win by a touchdown. I just don't have confidence in Denver in these close games. When they win them, I'm surprised. When they lose them, I'm not surprised. And so for that case, I have to go with the team I think's better. I would be shocked if Denver continues to win against these teams. They have a real talk about a murderer's row of a schedule. Look at their remaining schedule this season. It's not unicorns and puppies for them. They play some tough games starting with this, and um, yeah, I'm going Packers. Greg is also on the Packers, so for a Patriots hater, he is a Packers hater. He is not. Darren, what say you?
Yeah, I'm in on the Packers here. I'm part of my reasoning here is yes, the Packers really seem like they're hitting their stride. I think that they completely controlled that game against the Bears. I think that literally none of the calls, like the 50-50 calls where it's like, okay, this could go either way, went their way, and it's just like it is what it is. That happens sometimes. But I'm gonna read you a couple of the Broncos scores, and maybe this is the way the team is this year, and maybe they continue on this same trajectory. But so I'm not gonna even consider last week like a close game. The the Raiders kicked a field goal to like backdoor cover. It's like, all right, whatever. That was a little fishy by Pete Carroll there. Um, they won in overtime against the Commanders on Sunday Night Football 2 weeks ago. The week
Oh yeah,
before
I
that,
remember that.
they beat the Chiefs by 3 points. The week before that, they beat the Raiders at home by 3 points. That was a 10 to 6
I remember
game.
those. Yeah, I remember
The week
those.
before that, they beat the Texans by 3 points. The week before that is their only blowout win. They killed the Cowboys 44-24. The week prior to that, they beat the Giants 33-32. The week before that, they beat the Jets 13-11. The week before that, they beat the Eagles 21-17. So I mean, like, are you seeing a little bit of like, hey, these these teams are like they're squeaking wins out like left and right. So
I think I've bet on or against the Broncos every game this year. I think I've had money on them each of the games you just named.
yeah, I probably
Hmm.
believe that they like to make you sweat, and I think this Packers team is really good. I think that this defense is really good. Um, Jordan Love, Toyotathon, he's dealing. He's he plays his best football late in the year, and yeah, I love this Packers team. I absolutely love this Packers team. I'm all the way back in on these guys. I think that they 100% have a chance to win the Super Bowl. I think that they, you know, I honestly I think that they should win the Super Bowl. I do. I
Good.
think that they're complete. I think that they have experience. They've been to the playoffs.
That's
I
fair.
fully trust Jordan Love. He's having one of his best seasons yet. They got Christian Watson going like all the like to the max. They got Jaden Reed back at the perfect time. Matthew Golden, I know he hasn't really contributed much, but all it takes is one extra guy to kind of pop late in the season. The run game's going with a little bit of a two-headed monster now with
Wilson.
Emmanuel Wilson and Josh Jacobs. So I don't know. I think that this team can turn it up on anybody. So
Yeah, like I've said, I think that they're really good. They have a chance. Should is a little bit of a stretch for me, but I think that that's more so I worry about play calling in big moments. LaFleur has never won a big game, and
mhm.
that's not to say he can't. It's not always his fault. Like I do
Yeah.
think a lot of it is without the bounds of him, like, but
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think it really depends on matchups. Can they avoid playing both the NFC monsters, like the NFC West monsters? Because I think it would be hard to really get past Seattle and LA,
I'll be
and
honest
San
with you.
Francisco. Like I don't know what their path would be. If they can get the 1 seed, that'd be great. Then yeah, I think they'd have the better chance.
Honestly, I would almost rather play one of those teams than have to play the Bears or the Lions for a third time. I do not like the
Yeah, the
idea of
Lions, dude.
playing a team
Well,
three
Lions at home, you'd be very happy to play Goff and Lambeau in
That's fair.
January.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's a game you actually want to
And
have.
the acrylic assassin, Caleb Williams.
Well, Caleb actually played fine in that game. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
the
think the
acrylic assassin.
like I said, well, the honestly though, the weather doesn't seem to affect him. He has a cannon,
No.
so he didn't have great stats. But like if as long he has hands that are like his acrylic nails are able to grip that ball.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do they
I
count?
think
They
regardless,
count that when they measure your hands at the combine? Do they count? Do they measure the fingernail?
that'd be so funny. Um, okay, talking about the Lions and Little Hand Golf, we got a little rematch.
Little
I say
hand
Little Hand Golf like I have fucking monster hands. I've this like I can't even grip an NFL ball. You see me palm a basketball, it's like me with I have both hands on it, just like this. So, uh, God, I'm an asshole. The Lions are at LA. Pretty big game for both of these teams. The Lions were able to save off elimination pretty much not mathematical elimination, but near elimination by beating the Cowboys. Didn't like that last TD. I'll tell you that. I thought it was a little bit of bush league that they scored there at the end with Gibbs that third touchdown. Thought it would have done something for me in our fantasy league. Darren and I are in a few fantasy leagues together. One of them, I needed Lad McConkey yesterday to get I don't know 5 points. I needed him to basically outscore the kicker for the Chargers. That did not happen. I think he got 3 points. Yeah, that wasn't good. That didn't make me very happy. But regardless, uh, I thought the Gibbs 3 touchdowns actually secured me the playoff spot. That did not. So that Gibbs third touchdown lost me a lot of money because of the amount of money I had on Dallas plus 8.5. I have a ticket here, by the way, Darren. Just a aside that I forgot I did a 5-leg tease or 5-leg parlay that included Dallas plus 8.5. I moved that line up. That would have paid out quite a bit of money, and that was the only leg that missed. So wish I would have shredded that up because I saw that and I was like, "Ooh, is this a winner?" And then I saw that total at the bottom. I was like, "Mm,
It's tough.
thank you, Jameer. Uh, thank you for being so good at football." But this game, to me, I don't think the Rams are winning by 5.5. I don't think they're beating the Lions by 5.5 points. The Lions' defense is decimated, but these lines for the Rams games are kind of absurd to where they've covered a lot of them, but I can't get the taste of the Panthers that game out of my mouth to where the point that I just could see Stafford not being able to win this by 2 scores, because 5.5 is almost 2 it's basically 2 scores. They're saying it's a touchdown. I don't know where it goes to 5 what is this, 27-21 is what you're giving me? That's a hard score to get to. I don't think the Rams are getting to 27 points only, and I also don't think the Lions are gonna just kick field like, they're I'm gonna tell you this, this game is gonna be either a 2-score game or it's gonna be field goal. I don't see the 5.5 playing much. That's what I'm saying. This game should be a higher spread or it should be a lower spread. It shouldn't be that this is a weird number. And I'm gonna take the Lions to cover this. I think it's a field goal game. I think the Rams win. I think it's close. It might be a Stafford game-winning drive. Could be the lockdown for Stafford winning MVP. Really depends on how probably Drake Maye plays in the early slate against the Bills for it to be if he's able to get the MVP locked down. I guess Stafford still has the Seahawks next week on prime time, and Maye also has a primetime game next week, so maybe next week's the game where it gets picked who wins the MVP. But I think this will be a big day for the MVP. Whoever plays better this week. So maybe Stafford leads a game-winning drive. Maybe he fails. Maybe he throws a pick six on a game-winning drive chance, and then Drake Maye gets to hoist whatever the MVP trophy's named after. Do they
Yeah.
have a name for that trophy?
The
I don't know.
MVP trophy?
I'm gonna look that up while you pick this game. Uh, I am on the Lions, and Greg is on the Rams. He loves the Rams. You already know Greg loves the
You
Rams.
know. I I like the Rams in this spot as well, honestly.
Hmm.
I think these teams are close, but I just think the Rams are just more they're just more put together. I think the Rams are a better, more polished kind of version of what this Lions team is. I think that they have better coaching. I trust the quarterbacking way more. I think they have better weapons, honestly, outside of, I guess, you know, Gibbs is fantastic and Amon-Ra is good, but Adams and Puka and Kyron Williams has been a quality running back for him. I'm on the Rams here. Yeah. I don't really have much reasoning. I think that I can see the Rams continuing to be able to score and score and score, and I could envision the Lions getting stopped on a couple fourth downs. They haven't necessarily seemed to have that magic. This Rams defense is really good too. It's a really quality defense. I know it's kind of a defense of no names, and I know we've talked about it before, like how many people can you even name on this Rams defense? But they're a quality defense. So I'm on the Rams here.
Yeah, no, the Rams do have quality defense. I don't think that that's a bad take. I think everybody would kind of agree. And McVay is the best coach, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody or I think the top 3 coaches. I was saying this to my buddy today. I think that's kind of cemented. It's probably or I know the top 2 are. It's Reed and McVay,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't think there could be an argument for anybody else. I think number 3 would be
After the decisions to go for it on fourth down with 10 minutes to go, the shenanigans he pulled.
I need
mm,
to look something up real quick. Can I look something up real quick while
yeah,
we're doing this?
yeah,
Andy
I'll
Reid.
filibuster on Andy Reid and his poor decision or his poor decision making on fourth
I was
down
just
and
making sure Andy Reid is still with his wife, Tammy Reid. I was making sure he isn't dating a recent college graduate, maybe somebody like Jordan Hudson. I was making sure he
yeah.
wasn't going downhill quick. Like, like the GOAT did. No, okay, yeah. So I think McVay and Reed are still the best, but yeah, Andy
Mhm.
Reid, those were weird decisions. I don't know. I don't know. Let's talk about the Chiefs and the Chargers. I was trying to figure out, are the Chiefs eliminated yet? They are not. I don't know how they're not. I really do not understand how they are not
Well,
eliminated.
the Chargers could. I mean, to before a team can be eliminated, like the other team's a possibility of losing out has to be, you know.
Okay, the Chiefs losing that game yesterday
Mm-hmm.
give them a 5% chance to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you would have to have the I mean, realistically it has to be the Chargers to lose out now, I think. I
Or the
don't think
Colts, right?
it had to be either the Chargers, the Bills, or the Texans. And so
To
the Chargers are
completely lose out. Yeah.
yeah, and the Chiefs are this is the Chiefs have to win out. So the Chiefs schedule is Chargers, Titans, Broncos, Raiders. Technically they could win out. I mean, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, right?
No.
So they play the Chargers right now, the 9-4 Chargers. They are what's their record? They are the 6-7 Chiefs.
Yeah.
Wow. That's unreal.
Under 500 a few weeks before Christmas. Isn't that insane?
Yeah, I actually I say that I've looked at that over and over and over again. I actually still can't believe that this is what they're staring meaningless football in the face. And it's something I probably was a little too hyped up on Sunday night during this. It's something when we're looking in historical context, and this is really what it is. I don't think Mahomes is chasing many people. He's chasing one person in a lot of people's eyes. The person he's chasing never played a meaningless game, never took a meaningless snap. Every single time he was playing quarterback, it was either in the playoffs and he lost or won, or in the regular season, the time he missed the playoffs, the 1 year he started that he didn't make the playoffs, the second year in the league, he he was out on a tiebreaker in the last week of the season. So
Yeah.
he's never taken a meaningless snap, and that's something that actually matters. I mean, that's an insane thing, and I honestly I thought that would be the same pathway for Mahomes. If you would have told me they made 3 straight Super Bowls and then this next year, nothing really changed. Their team's the same, and they're now in this position. They had a brutal schedule, so I actually want to give them a little benefit of the doubt. It's not like they didn't have the Patriots schedule. That's just the truth. I don't think they would have this record if they played the same schedule as the Patriots. I also don't think they'd be 11-2. I don't think this is a good football team. I think this is a mediocre football team, and they're not
Mhm.
going to make the playoffs. I actually think the Chargers are going to win this game, even with Rob Gronkowski at quarterback and Justin Herbert. And we kind of talked about this on the phone yesterday. How bad is Trey Lance?
He's
What is
he's
the
he's unplayable now. Like they if
Why
you're
can't the
not
Chargers get
playing
Phillip
him, you're
Rivers? Get Phillip Rivers coming back into the building. I mean, these
yeah.
services were obviously wanted. Have the best quarterback in franchise history come back in and play as a backup. He could have started last week against the Eagles or yesterday against the Eagles. Would have been better than Herbert. I guess Herbert ran really well. Isn't that what Trey Lance is supposed to be good at? Wasn't that what he was drafted for, to be a dual threat quarterback? He was supposed to be the 49ers Mahomes. That's why they drafted him. Mahomes doesn't run much, but you get my point. Like, he's
Yeah.
supposed to be able to move, unlike Garoppolo. What the hell is he doing? Is he the funniest guy in the room? Is he a stand-up comic? Is he a water cooler guy? I love, like, what a lucky guy he's made. We talk about Kirk Cousins being just a first ballot fraudster, a schemer that makes all this money. Good job, Kirk. I'm gonna tell you this: Trey Lance has made $35 million. I can't think of a moment of Trey Lance's career that's ever came to mind, except for that one monsoon game against the Browns. I think he started
Yeah.
that game where they lost to the Browns, and
Mhm.
I gave him a little grace because it was a monsoon. But it's clear that it didn't deserve any grace. He plays like that no matter what.
I know he plays like it's in rain.
Yeah, he plays like it's like monsoon. He's in a dome. It's like, why is it a monsoon in here? It's a blizzard. Um, I'm gonna take the Chargers plus 4.5. This The Chiefs can pull away from teams. I didn't know if they would beat the Texans. We all picked the Texans, but
Mhm.
that effort that they put in with their season proverbially on the line, and then to show up and score 10 points and your offensive line is just absolutely hampered yet again. You don't have any pass catchers that have any chemistry with Mahomes. Kelsey's the only one. Kelsey, I mean, for all the he's washed, but he's washed to the point where he still is he's fine. Like if you look at tight end stats, he's actually okay. He's not the same guy he was last year, the year before that, especially the year before that. And it is I think he stared retirement in the eyes when he got hit in the solar plex. He got up right away. We talked about that, and that was
Yeah.
actually that was a lot of respect I gave him because that hit. I mean, either he missed where it would have hurt, but that made me. That's a hit where everybody's been hit there, like in
Mhm.
some capacity, and the wind it knocks out of you. Obviously, most people have not been hit that hard like that. That's like a car crash. When he got hit and he just got up, I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy actually is like a bear. Uh, so I give him a lot of credit, but it just feels like he doesn't have chemistry with the receivers. The offensive line is a disaster. The run game isn't good. Pacheco's injury is his career is basically over. The broken leg ruined him as a runner.
Mhm.
It's Kareem Hunt. I don't even know how old Kareem Hunt is. Was he playing? How he was in the middle of his prime the last time Phillip Rivers took a snap. Uh, that's ice age for running backs. Uh, I just don't see how this Chiefs team should be favored by 4.5 against anybody besides maybe the Raiders and the Titans. Maybe they should be favored by 4.5. They're going to be favored by like 12 points against the Titans and Raiders. I'm going to be betting on those teams. It's not going to be huge bets, but I'm going to
Yeah.
say like we're going to use this advantage. Like they're not going to blow these teams out. I don't think. I
No.
think these are opportunities. So let's
Weren't
Chargers 4.5. That's what I'm
weren't the
picking. I
Chiefs
think the
just
Chargers might win.
favored by 4.5 at home against the Texans?
I think it was 3.5. It might have went up though at the end.
So, like, but do we not learn anything from this from this game? I mean, I know the Texans defense is absurd, and I know we're not talking about the Texans right now, but I have to talk about the hits that they deliver.
Yeah.
It's just they just I love. I've said this a million times. I love the violence that they play with. I love every time they hit somebody. It's literally like they're being hit by a car. It's insane. It's incredible football to watch. I love it.
Darren loves those when human beings get hit by a car. There's like some of his. He has a really really weird fetish for everybody listening. We don't really talk about it that much. He's in
Yeah.
therapy for it, but when he watches football, that's his one escape where he's allowed to still watch football.
Yeah,
Therapist.
yeah. This Texans team is setting me in my therapist back gears. So, uh,
Thank you, Houston.
so, uh, dude,
Yeah,
this Chiefs team is not good. We have to be like, we have to be serious on this team. They're not good. This Chiefs team
yeah,
is just not good. Their receivers cannot catch passes. They can hardly get open. They can't block the offensive line can't block for Mahomes, and the defense gets like no pressure. So
yeah.
I,
It's
I don't get it. I'm on the Chargers here as well. I'll take one-handed Justin Herbert to to handle this team. So
Yeah, Greg's on KC. I don't know why he didn't provide any context for a lot of these. I'm gonna just say like kind of last Kansas City thing, and it's not. This is. I think if you're a Chiefs fan, and there's a few of them that listen to this podcast. Actually, I don't know why. I really don't understand. Like I feel like it's me just being an asshole for most of the time that I've been doing this. In a serious sense, I think if you're a Chiefs fan, you probably want the team to lose out. I don't like obviously you don't because you think if you make the playoffs, if you make the dance, there's a chance you can get through. And that's true in the NFL because it's a one game sample size. This is the same similar feelings I had. And again, this is the highest compliment I can give Mahomes, and I'm not trying to ever like it's not it's and I feel like I do the Brady Mahomes stuff too much, but the truth and that's actually douchey to myself because I say he's not even comparable to Brady. But I remember when the Patriots started the season 9-0 and then got blown out or they didn't get blown out, but they lost to the Titans in that wild card game. Brady picked six to Logan Ryan, last throw he ever made as a Patriot. Made me cry, actually. I went on a drive that night. I left. I left my apartment and I just went on a drive in the dark. I listened to probably the Doobie Brothers or something. What a fool believes. Because I believe the Patriots were going to win the Super Bowl that year after how bad their defense was and how talentless they were. N'Keal Harry. I mean, geez Louise. And then Tom Brady's on the Bucks. They win the Super Bowl. Year later, they should have beat the Rams. The Rams win the Super Bowl that year. Year later, team stinks all season. They slog into the playoffs. And guess what? Guess what a fool believes that time? Does the same thing. But this time, I'm ready for it. I actually don't think they're going to win, except this time, a fool has money on Tampa Bay to the tune of a couple $1,000s against Dallas. And I think I've said this story on the podcast before, but I watched that game in complete silence and darkness in my apartment. And it would have been better if I would have actually donated that money to something that I care about. I mean, I think usually when I gamble, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna fucking donate. I knew I was losing that money when I made that bet. I knew it, but I still believed in it because it was Brady. And that's probably what Mahomes and Chiefs fans feel, that it's like, well, if we just make it, we've beat Josh Allen in the playoffs before. We've never seen Drake Maye. We've never seen some of these guys. They're not better. I'm going to say you might win a playoff game. You could definitely win a playoff game because it's a weird season. You're not winning 4 in a row. So, it's just you're just pushing your draft back further and further if you make the playoffs. That's the truth. You need to draft blue chip talent if you're the Chiefs. You don't have enough talent on this roster to compete next year, and you don't have enough talent to compete the year after that unless you hit on a lot of draft picks. Because I've been in the situation of rooting for a team that ran out of talent. And you're lucky you have a quarterback that's 30 years old and still in the prime of his career. Hopefully, you think that. And that's my case for why the Chiefs actually shouldn't even be wanting to win these games. It's pointless. You want to win these games because you want it for Mahomes' legacy. Honestly, it's just simply for a legacy test to say I've also never played in a pointless game. That would be it. That's it. It's a Nick Wright first things first thing where he could just say, oh well, actually Mahomes has never done this either. There's no other reason. So sorry for that rant.
You're not wrong. The thing with the Chiefs is how dynasties end is by drafting bad talent and not hitting on draft picks. That's in reality that's how dynasties end, is bad draft picks are made and you have aging stars and you're not able to replace those stars with newer, younger, cheaper guys. If you're gonna keep these high level stars or get high level free agents that cost a lot of money, you have to hit on a lot of your draft picks, including the late round ones. Those guys have to contribute in some capacity because you need to offset the cost of having a superstar quarterback and superstar weapons. Or in the Chiefs case, they paid Chris Jones an insane amount of money. I watched the game. I watched their games, and he does not pop off the screen at all to me. And
he's done. He's washed.
Yeah, and he's owed like a ridiculous amount of money, and it's like, dude, he's not good anymore, and that's the problem. That's how dynasties actually end, is by bad management and paying people at the wrong time and not hitting on draft picks. That's how they die.
You go through, so they drafted, and this is the final Chiefs point, and then there's not many good games the rest of the way, so we're gonna go fast on a lot of these because we spent a lot of time. There's like 2 other games that are even really worth talking about, so we'll zoom through. But the final thing, so they drafted. They drafted Chris Jones and Tyreek Hill in 2016. Tyreek Hill was a 5th round pick. Year before that, they got Marcus Peters, and then the year after it was Mahomes and Kareem Hunt. Okay. That's 3 great drafts of 6 real impact players. They didn't get anybody in 2018 really that impacted. But then as Juan Thornhill, McCole Hardman, those impacted. But listen to this: they win the Super Bowl in 2019. They waste the 1st rounder on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's when they were feeling themselves a little bit. That's not too much of a waste though, because it was a need. They needed running back, right?
Yeah.
But then Willie Gay Jr., L'Jarius Sneed, 2 huge impact players. And then the next year, Nick Bolton, Creed Humphrey, Noah Gray is their 2nd tight end to this day. Trey Smith, a 6th round tackle who's been on their team this entire time. That's insane. The year after that, Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis, Sky Moore, who's a kick returner still for them, Isaiah Pacheco, Jalen Watson. These are just knocking it out of the park. And then they had Rashee Rice. And that's it in 2023. There's a lot of people still on these teams. But you go through it. Last year was Xavier Worthy and Kingsley Sumatai, or I can't pronounce that name, from BYU. That guy was supposed to be a replacement for one of the tackles. He's got to be kicked into being a guard, and he hasn't been good. This most recent year was Josh Simmons. He was injury prone from Oregon and Ohio State. He's a massive man. He's played in 8 games. I think he's out for the season. And you can't really judge on the rest of the 2025 draft class yet. I mean, or the
Mhm.
2024 for that matter. But Worthy doesn't look good. Like they missed on 2 straight classes, it seems like, with regards
Yeah.
to like 2025 is unjudgeable yet. But I'm saying you can't miss on that many when you're drafting late in the rounds and you already have so much money tied to the cap. I will say again, I'm not trying to like compare the Pats and the Chiefs. When Brady tore his ACL and they were coming back, 2009 was a rough year and they won a lot of games because it's Brady and Mahomes are winning games as quarterbacks. They got so lucky because you go and look at those draft classes. They got McCourty and Gronk in the first round in one of those drafts. Those are 2 all-pro, perennial all-pro players that played for a
Mhm.
decade. They got Edelman in the 7th round, like a year later. That's their best receiver for that second run. They got Aaron Hernandez. I know that that's like haha funny, but like Aaron Hernandez was the actual second best tight end with Gronk being the best for like a 2-year span there. It's not haha funny. I'm just saying. And then
Yeah.
you look at how they
Yeah.
drafted. Then later in that decade, they had 2 first-round picks. They got Sony Michel and Dominique Early, I think was the guy's name. I can't remember. He was from Florida. He was a defensive lineman. Dominic Ely. Well, guess what? The reason I don't remember that name is because he was out of the league in like 3 years. N'Keal Harry was a first-round pick. Yeah,
Yeah.
they really fucked. Like they drafted Cole Strange in the first round. When that happened, Sean McVay was being interviewed. He's like, we had a 6th-round grade on him or something like that. I was like, what are you doing, Bill? And then I was like, is he dating Jordan Hudson? So I'm saying like these things can really cannonball really quickly or avalanche really quickly. The Chiefs are not there yet, but
Well, no,
you
they
can,
are, and the problem is this just compounds already bad decisions that you make, like when you pay Chris Jones all that money, and this is the problem when you move off of a guy, when you move off of players a year late rather than leaving them, the moving off them a year early, is that you lose all the value for them, and they're almost now impossible to move, and you just kind of have to eat that contract.
yeah. And
Well,
they tried to do it. They tried to do it successfully with Joe Tooney to the Bears, and it's like, well, their replacement's now hurt, or the replacement's not
mhm.
good enough. And
Yeah,
I get they're trying to do both ways at once, and it's kind of like they should have just completely rebuilt this year.
they should have told Travis Kelsey, "Hey man, hang it up."
Yeah, thank you for your service.
Great,
Like,
Chris Jones, "Hey man, can
yeah,
can you do us a solid and hang it up as well?" Like,
yeah, we'll give you like a buyout. It's the same, yeah. Like Travis Kelsey is obviously they're both first ballot Hall of Famers. They're both like
mhm.
they've won 3 Super Bowls. Not many people can ever say that, but they played in 5 Super Bowls. It's like
Yeah. But to
these are
keep it going down the road is like you can't
yeah.
let that judge your decision making on where are these guys at today? Where are they going to be at the end of the season? Like, so
It's hard to end your career on the mountaintop. Very few people do
for
it.
sure. And
And
Kelsey had the opportunity to after he beat
yeah,
his brother in the Super Bowl.
I get why he came back for another year, the three-peat. I understand, but I think like after that didn't go. You're not
Yeah.
a chance to get back to
Yeah.
a 4th is like, what are we doing? But yeah, especially the way that they got there, like it's all good. Okay. We're on the Chargers. We didn't really talk much about how the Chargers played in that game yesterday, but that defense is good too. So I don't think
For
they're
sure.
not the Houston good, but they're a good defense. That's going to be a fun game. Browns, Bears. Bears are 7.5-point favorites. Greg's on the Bears. I'm on the Bears. Simply, I think they're a lot better than the Browns. Uh, a bet against Shador. Had a great game. We did not talk about this, I don't think, in the last podcast. Shador actually played really well. His completion percentage was not good, but he put them in a position to be able to beat the Titans, and they took him off
Mhm.
the field for that 2-point conversion to send it to OT. It's not an accomplishment to beat Tennessee, but he had. I think. Oh yeah, you did make a joke. He has a 350-yard game. I mean, does Drake May have, you piece of shit? But uh, yeah, this is. I actually enjoy. I'm enjoying it. I kind of was too harsh. He played really well in that game.
Yeah.
At least they're fun to
I,
watch.
I mean, he played great, but with all that being said, he was also playing, the second worst team in the NFL, and he's played 2 of the worst teams in the NFL, and in you know his first 3 starts. So um, I'm on the Bears here. The Bears, I think, are actually good. Unfortunately, the Bears are good.
I think so too. I think you're
Not
right.
Packers good, but still
Yeah,
good.
they're not Packers good. Ravens at Bengals. That was actually the last highlighted game, so I forgot. I just skipped over them on accident. Bengals are 2.5 point underdogs, and I really don't understand why they're underdogs. The Ravens look like a team that's given up. Uh,
Mhm.
they probably should have got given that touchdown in that Steelers game,
Yeah.
and maybe you have some ref hijinks here. But Burrow looked outside, like you said in the Buffalo game. Outside of those two, like legit, I felt bad for Burrow when he threw those back to back picks. And this is somebody that I've shit talked a lot this year. It did not feel good watching that because I think it's pretty crazy the fall from grace, the immediate fall from grace when you miss a year or when you're hurt. Like he's missed like a year of games over the last 2 years, and I hope he's healthy next year. I want a healthy Joe
Yeah.
Burrow season. And so I'm gonna pick the Bengals actually to cover here. I think they might win outright. This is not the Ravens' year. Until I see something different from Lamar movement wise, I just don't feel confident in picking them. And I will just say this funnily enough, they are playing Sunday night the next week against the Patriots. Watch them just be back to electric Lamar. But that'll be funny. I'm gonna go Bengals here. Gray's on Baltimore.
I'm on the Bengals here as well. I don't quite understand why the Bengals are underdogs. I think, are they officially eliminated from the playoffs now? I believe
Yeah, they have to
the
be.
Bengals are. So maybe that's it. Maybe I don't know.
Is
I
Flacco
I
playing?
I don't understand. I'm on the Bengals here. The Ravens haven't shown me anything all year to think that I should believe in them. So I think
Yeah.
I think the Bengals can actually honestly win outright.
Yeah, same. I actually think they will. Commies at Giants. Giants are 2.5 point favorites. Surprising to me, but I really hope Jaden Daniels doesn't play anymore. I'm taking the Giants. It's actually
Yeah,
helpful if he doesn't
th-
play.
this Commanders team is actually they're a horrendously bad team. I think they're probably sneakily one of the bottom five teams in football, at least close there. If they're not in there, they're knocking on the door. Um, the Giants team has some talent. They have heart. They have a little fight. I'm gonna take the Giants. They're at home. I think probably both teams are to the point where they should probably consider intentionally losing games, but
Yeah. Also, funny enough, the that was probably my best prediction coming into the year. Is I said I guarantee you that the Commanders are not going to make the playoffs this year, and they I almost had a Freudian slip there. They, well, if they brought back that name, maybe they would have made the playoffs. I'm just kidding. uh, yeah, that's actually probably my best take that they were gonna. Well, either of those were my best take that they were gonna miss the playoffs this year.
I like that.
Um, Greg is also on the Giants. That's pretty surprising. Raiders at Eagles. The Eagles are somehow 11.5 point favorites. Greg's on Philly. I is it ever gonna be? Is it ever gonna get better in Philadelphia? I was waiting this morning for them to report that the offensive coordinator got fired. They brought in that good luck bunny. That I've not seen a cornier thing that a team's done since I can't even think of something that pissed me off more than that. Like I was like, good lord. Jeez. This doesn't really take much talking about because I don't think either of these teams are that good, but the Eagles are on the same trajectory as the Chiefs, except they have more talent. Jalen Hurts, is there a quarterback that's in the playoff hunt? Not even in the playoffs because they're still in the picture, but in the hunt that you trust less? What's happened to the guy? He's this is actually a guy where everybody had him, best quarterback in the NFC or second best to Jaden Daniels. It's like coming into the season. Is he a top? I don't know where you put him, but God, what's happened? What's happened to him?
I know.
That team, that
Eagles
team's a
fans
pretty.
spent the entire offseason defending him that he's, you got to put him in the top five. He's a top five guy. You got a top five, top five, top five, top 15, maybe.
I don't know. It'd be very easy for me to
Maybe.
name 15 better. Did you know that his game yesterday against the Chargers? I mean, you've obviously everybody's seen the stat. That's never happened before since the stat's been done, where 2 turnovers, same play. His actual passer rating was lower than Max Brosmer's or whatever his name was
Mhm.
against the Seahawks game. I don't think I'd ever think a quarterback game would be worse than that. He
Yeah,
was so bad, and 2 of those picks weren't his fault, but the fact that I'm saying 2 of them weren't his fault, and it's obvious by just saying that he threw a lot more than 2 picks.
yeah. That is
Only
the
2 of them weren't his fault.
his receivers didn't do him any favors. AJ Brown had like a couple drops where it's like, hey man,
You
you
gambling?
don't yeah, you don't get to whine and complain and cry about how bad the offense is, and you're dropping home run balls.
Yeah,
Like,
that was not
you
good,
got
but
the yeah. So
I don't know, this is a hard game. I think
yeah,
I think the Raiders are so bad, it's gonna be Kenny Pickett.
yeah.
But
The
he's better than Geno.
interception that went off of AJ Brown's hands, that Jalen Hurts threw across the middle. He threw from a clean pocket, and if you watch a slow mo, that is the worst duck I've ever seen somebody throw. The ball is spinning almost like it's an end over end punt. It's like, yeah, dude, your receiver can't catch that if you throw a rocket at him across the middle. So you know what? I actually put that back on to Jalen Hurts.
He did
That
throw a
is,
fastball, and it was a wobbly ball, but still,
yeah,
I mean, NFL receivers probably should catch that if we're being.
you should probably throw a spiral too. It was a clean pocket. He didn't
That's
get
true.
hit.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Um, how should we pick this game? I God, I kind of think I kind of had to pick Philly. I don't think I could pick the Raiders.
Mm-mm.
They're so
Raiders.
bad, huh?
The Raiders stink. I'm on Philly. I think
Yeah, I'm on Philly too. God,
I think
this
that
is a
this would
team.
be a game that they get right in.
If they don't actually look good here, then it's over. And I mean, they're going to make the playoffs. I think they have too many wins. They're going to win this game. It's really, do they win it by 2 touchdowns? The funny thing is, I'm actually not. I'm doing the 13-point tease. I've told you this. We're doing one. I'm not putting them in. I don't. I'm honestly scared to put Philly in any bet. I cannot trust them. So they're not in this, even though they're one of the lines that should be in it. I'm finding a different game to put in, including the next one. Jacksonville is at home against the Jets. I think it's Dane Cook. Is it Dane Cook, the comedian? Is he the quarterback for the Jets this week? Something Cook.
Brady
Dalvin
Cook?
Cook? Dalvin Cook might be back. Has he played since COVID?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's back. He might be playing quarterback for the Jets. Whoever the quarterback is for the Jets, they're fine. There's so many random people playing quarterback nowadays,
Hmm.
that just are undrafted free agents. I think that that's fine because, like I said about Trey Lance, the fact that he has made $35 million and he isn't able to get on the field, there's no difference between him and Dane Cook being back there. And
Yeah.
I like that there's a chance for somebody like me. And obviously, I'm too old, but somebody younger than me that looks like me, a little chubby guy that's 5'7" or something like that, to get into the league one day and make $100,000 or $200,000, whatever it is, to play a game of football and just suck, because that's what these undrafted free agents are doing, and it's nice. It's a beautiful thing to see. So I'm gonna go
I honestly
Jacksonville.
think it's the start of like this. I think the reason some of these guys are on rosters and why they get elevated. Obviously, there's injury that was involved to this one, so I
Yep,
guess like this kind of puts a little hole in my case here. But it's almost like a soft tank, like where it's like, you know, we're not gonna find anybody better. Just put this on. Yeah.
it's the start of something that's beautiful, because I think that more teams should do this. I don't know why. I understand for the fan purposes that the NFL is
Mhm.
the one league where players play hockey, but I'm talking where it's like NBA, where
Mhm.
you'll just have players say, "Oh, I'm shutting them down for the season." MLB is the same, but in the NFL, you play 17 games and it's it. But if Lamar Jackson gets hurt, what's the point? Like, you're not win.
Um,
Obviously, if it's a 3-week injury, you want to have somebody that can win games. But if you see Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or Mahomes or one of these guys is out for the year, and you have a bad starter anyways, if Justin Fields is your starting quarterback, why are you spending $2 million on a backup? Undrafted free agent him. That's
yeah.
it. It's a smart move. Do
Yeah.
not do not carry more money on your roster for another quarterback. I like that move.
Yeah. I
Seriously.
agree.
So Yeah, I'm on Jacksonville, minus 11 and a
I'm
half.
on
Greg is too.
Jacksonville as well.
Um, our beloved Houston Texans are playing at home against Arizona. They're 9.5 point favorites. Jacoby Brissett balls out against everybody. It's honestly unbelievable. He's. I looked at stats last week against was it the Rams they played?
Mhm.
I mean, he had pass yards every week. Every week he's just slaying the rock. Houston, I don't think he's going to be doing it as much, and I actually would prefer if he doesn't play in this game because I'm scared. Actually, he's elastic. He gets ragdolled every week. It doesn't matter. He gets up. He enjoys it. Again, he has a kink for this stuff. He likes car crashes. Uh, we talked about that. 9.5. I think I have to be on Houston. It just seems like a game where they're going to win 27-13. They don't
Yeah.
give up points. Their defense is the best in football.
I
Greg's
could
on
see their defense having like a score, maybe two, or at least
Mhm.
setting their offense up for you know, in the red zone off of like an interception or a forced fumble or something. I'm on Houston in this spot as well. Again, this car crash kink. This is a beautiful game. Jacoby Brissett, he gets hit so hard, and the Houston Texans hit so hard. So this is gonna be a good one. This must watch TV.
Is there any chance? What was I gonna say? God, I can't believe I lost my train of thought with that one. It's gonna be a good one. Oh, is there any chance that God,
Kyler Murray gets in.
no, he's not. He's not active. Because if he gets hurt, it would be they have to pay a lot. I wonder who the backup for Arizona is right now. It has to be an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
No way, it's a good guy. No, it was something about I'll text it to you. Um, yeah, we're all on Houston. Panthers Saints. The Panthers are 2.5 point favorites in New Orleans. Greg is on New Orleans. I'm actually surprised about that. This is not a must win for Carolina actually, because they have 2 games against Tampa remaining. But the Saints look frisky because I can't believe Tyler Shuck is more than just a good guy. We kind of talked about that. He's
Yeah.
given them life, but I think New Orleans is a fine team. Sorry, Carolina is a fine team. So I'm gonna go Carolina here. I think they win by a field
I'm on
goal.
Carolina as well. I mean, Tet's been good. Rico Dowdle's good. They're honestly playing pretty quality football. The thing is they're just so hot or cold. So they've gotten blown out by. Didn't they get blown out by the Falcons or something, or did they blow the Falcons out? I don't remember.
Something happened.
Yeah, that's the thing. Then that's the thing. That sums up Carolina. I can't remember who they blew out and who they've gotten blown out by. Like it can be anybody. They're I think they're capable of beating anybody when they're on, and I think that they're capable of losing to anybody when they're off. So
Yeah. Their the backup quarterback for Arizona, by the way, is named as Keaton Slavis. He went to USC and then BYU. I don't even think he played at BYU. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he was the backup to the BYG last year. That's a real nickname. People always laugh at that. That's actually the BYU's quarterback last year's real nickname was the BYG, and he had to transfer to the Tulane Green Wave. They're going to be playing in the college football playoff. He had to
Mhm.
transfer because of premarital sex. Look it up. It's out there.
Whew.
These are all facts. That's not a joke. Um, Tennessee at San Francisco. San Francisco's 12.5 point favorites. San Francisco. There's my take.
Yep. San Francisco.
Greg's on San Francisco as well. We talked about Seattle already. Anything else about Phillip Rivers? Minnesota at Dallas. Dallas is 6.5 point favorites. This is Sunday Night Football. I struggle to actually pick this game. Greg's on Dallas. Dallas disappointed me in that last game. CeeDee Lamb, there's no way he plays. That concussion was bad. So it's Pickens. Pickens looked like he didn't try in that game against Detroit. It really pissed me off as somebody that had a lot of money on Dallas after how good he's been to just have that effort. And then they show him just dapping up everybody at the end of the game. It's like, hey, man, that's not a game you should be doing that after. Maybe do that after Thanksgiving when you just went and shit all over Kansas City. But no, you do it in that game against the Lions. I'm going to say this. I'm in a fantasy league in the playoffs in one league. I should be in two, but in one league I'm in the playoffs. I think I'm starting JJ McCarthy in one of my in the league I'm in the playoffs in because I think he's actually to be able to do something against this Dallas defense with the receivers they have. So I kind of think the Vikings are going to be able to be successful and score points here. I think they keep it close. Sunday night. This is anybody's game. I'm not out. I'm out on Dallas again. This is the most bipolar team in football to me. Them and Carolina. Those are the two.
Yeah. Um, I'm on Dallas here. I hate it. It's just it's gross. But I mean, I've seen flashes of them being so good, and
I
I
know.
I, I I'm not gonna let one JJ McCarthy game against one of the most horrendous teams in the league with one of the worst defenses skew my perception that I have of this team. I think Minnesota's bad. I think JJ McCarthy's bad. I think last week is an outlier. I think that's I think that's an exception, not the rule. I'm gonna take Dallas.
Okay, last game of the week, Monday Night Football, Miami at Pittsburgh. I said this was a bad game. I guess it's not that actually bad of a game. You have a division leader versus a team with the same record as the 3-time repeating AFC champions in this Miami Dolphins. Pittsburgh's 3.5-point favorites. Greg is taking them. I was thinking, can Miami make the playoffs? They have a 1% chance. Well, they're going to have a 0% chance after this game because it is 21 degrees supposedly on Monday night. 201 is first cold weather game in New York or I guess in New Jersey in the Meadowlands this last weekend. It was not this cold. It was like 40 degrees and he played awful. And I do not believe that he can have back-to-back just okay awful performances. I think this is a game where he might have like a 35% completion percentage. This is where he just lined the cornerback one centimeter off the line of scrimmage. There's going to be some neutral zone infractions on Jalen Ramsey in this one. He's blitzing. He's going to just be lined up that close. So is that the neutral zone infraction?
Yeah,
If they're lined up there
yeah,
outside on the corner, that still counts. I
yeah.
don't know if the neutral zone infraction's near the ball. I think that would just be offsides, right? I don't know. I don't know how they call this game. Stupid refs. I'm going Pittsburgh. I can't. I'm happy I looked up the weather because I was not. I haven't done that. And I feel like I have to when it's too involved.
Yeah. The weather makes me want to go against my pick, but I'm not going to. I think the Dolphins
Wow.
can do this. This this is what the Steelers do. The Steelers, they get noisy. Mike Tomlin got to do something. We need him out. They rip off a big win against a divisional foe like the Ravens, and then you know what they do the very next week? They have a stinker of a game and they lose to a team that they're favored against. That's what they do. It's the Steeler way. It's the Mike Tomlin way. Aaron Rodgers did have a couple passes that were more than 20 yards too, by the way.
Yeah, first one in like a month and a
30.
half. First one
Yeah.
since Philip Rivers was taking snaps during COVID.
Oh,
Felt
that's
like
funny.
felt like that.
I don't, this is Aaron Rodgers. He's played on 3 teams since Philip Rivers has last played.
How many times did he skip over the vaccination?
Man, he recovered from COVID toe, an Achilles, and a broken wrist.
Jesus Christ. He's recovered
COVID
from an
toe?
Achilles. I mean, he has a wife now.
That's
Got
true.
out of like 2 high-profile relationships. He's become a mainstay on Rogan.
His
He literally went from being like one of the favorite people in this country uh to now being like a villain.
Did you see?
He was gonna be the host of Jeopardy at one point, and
Yeah,
now
he
he
went
might
from
go.
being the Jeopardy host to an angry old guy yelling at the clouds.
I could still see him becoming like a host of Jeopardy, you know. I don't know who owns Jeopardy. I guess Disney. I don't know who owns Jeopardy. Is it owned by ABC? Is it owned by Disney? If it's not, if it's owned by CNN, uh Paramount is looking to, buy Warner Brothers now. They're looking to hostile take over it. Maybe they say, "Hey, we'll give Aaron Rodgers the host of Jeopardy. We know. I guarantee you, Don does not like Ken Jennings. So
Did you see
maybe
his
that's
post
offer.
game press conference? Or it might have not even been post game. It might have been a couple days later. I think it was. I think it was
His
post game.
weekly appearance on Rogan. What do you do that? No, do you do
No,
this?
he's at the the press stand doing his
Yeah.
like his post game stuff, and like one of the reporters, she's like, what do you think about like your what do you have to say to like your guys' like your offensive performance, at this game, or something about like how their offense like put it together and was clicking. And he's like, well, maybe you guys will shut the hell up for a week. And I think he was like kind of joking, but he didn't get a single laugh, and it was like a pretty uncomfortable silence.
Okay. See, that's the thing. If I was in there, I would have laughed.
Yeah, I know. Because I
If
think he
I
was
was,
joking, but I don't know for sure. Because he did like his little like smirk that he did after. He's like, oh, maybe you guys will shut the hell up for a week.
you think
And he's like,
Rogers ever watches Trump press conferences and is inspired and says like, "Damn, I wish I could do that to these reporters." You ever
shut
think
up,
Rogers wants
piggy.
to drop a quiet piggy? I was going to say, you think he ever does a
Yeah.
quiet piggy? It's like Schefter's asking him a question. He's like, "Quiet piggy."
No,
Okay, we're
I'm
on.
on the Dolphins here. It's probably stupid. It's cold. I'm gonna
I actually
lose
can't
this.
believe you're on the Dolphins. This is the surprising pick of the week. Um,
Wait till you hear my
yeah,
best quote.
Dol- Dolphins Chargers parlay. Uh, what's your best? The best bet for Greg, I'm just gonna give it, is San Francisco minus 12.5. Mine is Seahawks minus 13.5. Darren, what is
I
your?
am gonna go Bengals money line.
What is that? Plus 180, plus 145,
No, hold on here. I'm getting
or is it lower than that?
the sports book that we use. I'm getting their odds up.
Uh-huh.
Plus 124.
Wow. Dang. I was way off that. That makes sense, I guess. That's almost a pick 'em.
It's plus 2.5, but it's minus 105. So
Oh, that might move down. Maybe it's teasing up time. Yeah, I think that's worth teasing up. And it's worth betting money line and plus 2.5. You could really go all over Cincy. Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck, everybody. We are gonna be back are you gonna be back Sunday night? Okay, well, we'll be back. This podcast will be back Sunday night. Maybe it's with a special guest. Maybe it's Tom Brady.
maybe
Ken
it's Phil
Jennings?
Rivers after his return. He
Who?
can.
Oh, Phil Rivers. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get him after the things we've been saying. We really mocked him a little bit. Uh, could be Tim Boyle. Could be Tom Brady. It might be a TB. That's all I'll say.
Oh, trying
Who
to think
knows?
of
Who knows?
things
But yeah,
TBs.
I can think of a lot of TBs.
All right.
It's been fun, and
Pleasure as always.
as always, nice to see you, Greg. Go to hell.